Hey, what's up? This is Sensei from Ride Fit Nation. Today we're talking about buying a brand new motorcycle or a used motorcycle. I know there's been a wave of people buying these brand new Harley Davidsons, brand new Indians, brand new Gold Wings, brand new KTMs, brand new Yamahas, Suzukis, Kawasaki's, BMWs, and the list goes on. Triumph makes some great bikes as well. But a lot of people's not really taking the time to talk to new riders or seasoned riders about some of the things to be mindful of when you're buying a brand new motorcycle or a used one. So today's video, I'm gonna go a little deep. I have a list written in front of me so I don't have to worry about thinking about nothing. Because y'all know when I start thinking about stuff, I begin to rant. So let's get right to it. Number one is your budget, right? Understanding your budget. Now I know you might see your buddy pull up in a brand spanking new Road Glide that he got the fat tire kit put on there with the tab exhaust, and he got the high pullback bars and the UFO lights, and he got a whole new cam system put in it, and it's like, yo, that's great. I want to get the same thing, but maybe your budget cannot afford that. It could be a $60,000 bike easily, right? That went up to 70 grand because it's easy to spend money. They're pocket munchers, okay? So knowing your budget, what is the total cost? The price, including the taxes, the insurance, the gear, the registration, because registration can get you. When I bought my wife's trike, I bought her trike paid for downright, just paid for. And when I went to the tag office, the damn thing was like almost $4,000 to register because of the taxes, and I bought it from Tennessee, which was crazy, okay? Know if there are finance options, or you're trying to buy it straight up, or you're doing zero down. A lot of people catch it with zero down, but sometimes I tell you the best thing to do is to put a good amount of money down. If the bike is 20,000, put 5 grand. That way you owe 15 grand. You're financing way less. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you can. Maintenance and running costs. Okay, what is the oil change? How often do you need to change the oil? And then are you willing to pay the money for the warranty? That way the company can deal with the oil changes. And then why not learn about your own stuff, right? Because the oil change can easily run you about $500 to $600. Easy, that can go from Harley to Honda to Indian. It doesn't matter the bike you have. A lot of these companies will charge you a lot of money to get the service done. So you have to look at that too. Okay, a Gold Wing is 8,000 miles, right? Some people can go to 10,000 or 15,000 miles before oil change, but what is that oil change gonna cost you? And how often are you gonna ride your motorcycle? And when you do ride your motorcycle, are you gonna follow the actual recommendation from the manufacturer, or are you gonna do something more, something less? Think about that. Brakes, right? Tires, what's the cost? That's the thing that people need to understand. The next thing for you to understand is your intended use. What are you gonna use your motorcycle for? I have multiple bikes in my garage. I have a touring bike, well, 2 touring bikes, right? One is a Honda Gold Wing. It's a 2024 Honda Gold Wing named Jackal. The second one is a 2025 Africa Twin named Rue. Now, the Gold Wing has a trailer, and I use that to travel on paved roads and long distance. Rue is off-road and on-road, and I could use that to travel long distance, but they both provide different type of stimuli to the brain, okay? So the type of riding, are you gonna be commuting, touring, racing, off-roading, adventuring? What are you gonna be doing? That's gonna help you to learn the kind of bike you should be getting. The appropriate style, is it gonna be a cruiser? Is it gonna be a sport adventure, dual sport? The dual sport is kind of like what I have. The adventure sport is dual sport. It's designed mostly for on-road, but it can do amazing things off-road. That's the adventure sport, okay? Understanding the engine size, is it suitable for your experience? Now, when I say that, so is it suitable for your mindset is what I really want to say. Because when you're a beginner, I hear people say, you know, buy a small bike and then work your way into it. I've never been a believer of that. Like, my son is a brand new rider, and I bought him a 450 RL. A 450 RL, if anybody knows, you can build that into an enduro bike. The bike is designed to move. It can murder you in a split second. The bike is a big bike that I can ride, and I'm 6'2", 208 pounds as of making this video August 2nd, okay? But I know that his brain is willing to learn. I know that his body is able to handle more than a freaking 50-year-old like myself, which is one more year to go to 50. I'm not 50 yet, but I'm just gonna call myself 50 because 49, it sucks. 49 is a stupid age. It don't even sound right. I'm 49. Nah, I'm 50. Just call it that. All right, so now with that, the mindset, because if you are, let's say 21, and you go and buy yourself a Hayabusa, that's a lot of damn power. That's a lot of power, okay? And if you don't have that mature mindset, you're gonna kill yourself from the first day because you're gonna wanna show off, you're gonna wanna race, you're gonna wanna speed, you're gonna do all that. But keep this in mind, you can do the same thing on a 600 because 50 miles an hour is 50 miles an hour. Keep this in mind, a car totals at 35 miles an hour. So 35 miles an hour on a motorcycle is second gear, okay? Chances are, if you crash at 35 miles an hour, if it totals a car, then you're gonna be devoured and disintegrate. So I'm not really gonna say for you to look at the principles of that portion of buying a bike, because anybody can get caught up in the size of the bike, and people will tell you a million ways, hey, you gotta choose that bike because you're a beginner. No, it's the state of mind and how you feel you can handle that bike. So here I'm talking about the experience levels, right? Have you been riding your motorcycle for years, a couple of months? Have you been learning how to ride motorcycles from watching a bunch of YouTube channels? There's nothing wrong with that. I learned how to ride a motorcycle from talking to people and understanding how everything worked. I would sit on a chair and I would literally have people walk me through it. Okay, my clutch lever is on my left-hand side, my front brake is on my right-hand side, my throttle's on my right-hand side, my clutch, my shifter is on my left-hand side, the rear brake is on the right-hand side, the handlebar, I don't need to grab the handlebar really tight. I'm giving you food for thought right now, okay? I don't need to hold my handlebars really tight. The bike balances itself. All the bike needs for you to just guide it, that's it. More power to the rear wheel, keep the bike straight. The slower you go, the harder it is to balance the bike. And the list goes on. I learned all of that before I even jumped on a motorcycle. So knowing your experience levels, right? Power, weight manageability for your skill level, height and accessibility. Can you comfortably reach the ground? Now I see a lot of these videos with these short, little, tiny 5-foot women, 115 pounds. They're riding a BMW GS 1250 Africa Twin, and they're like, yo, look, I'm so tiny, but I'm riding this big, powerful motorcycle. I get it, right? It's kind of like you walking around with a firearm, and you're tiny, but your firearm is bigger than your damn leg. It's like, yeah, find something that is suitable. Yes, you can handle it, but find something that is suitable in all situations, unless you're a pro. If you're not a pro, don't go out there because you saw somebody really tiny riding a big bike. It's not attractive, it's not safe, it's not needed. I mean, unless you're trying to prove a point. You find a motorcycle that fits your body type, a bike that fits you. Like what I like about the Africa Twin, it's a big bike. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'2" with long, linky ass legs. Long, linky legs, right? So when I'm on that bike, I'm comfortable, I feel great. So find a bike that really fits you. Now, number 4, research. Research. If you meet a girl, for example, and you wanna date this girl, she's attractive, don't just get caught up by the looks. Research the hell out of this girl. Ask her questions over and over again. Put her through a damn interview. Find out if she's crazy. Is she sleeping around a lot? Is she a money grabber? Is she a church-going girl? Does she ride bikes? How does she feel about clubs? Does she smoke? Does she do weed? Whatever. Find it out. Research, right? So read the reviews and the reliability ratings. Compare models and features. Check availability of parts and service support. Those parts there, important. Like I said, this list of things to look out for when you're buying your motorcycle is a long one, so bear with me. The reviews I love going on YouTube. When I'm buying motorcycles, I like to look to see what somebody's saying. Are they saying things that's written in stone? No. But if I hear specific things being reported over and over again, then I know that that's a problem that I might run into. Like the Honda 450 RL has a lot of flare-outs, right? You're in low speed, the bike tends to shut off. Well, it's happening to my son, so I'm gonna get the CPU, probably the Vortex CPU. The Honda Goldwing has a problem with the oil filter in the beginning. It seems to be very tight. Well, guess what? I experienced the same exact thing. The Harley Davidsons, you can burn out your clutch pretty easy, maybe because of a bad clutch basket, or the stator might be going bad. Guess what? I had my stator go bad. The regulator rectifier went shot on my Road Glide. So review your bike. Don't let one person or two people change your mind from buying the bike, but at least you're becoming more aware of what to look for with the bike. Make sense? I hope that does. So if you're buying a new bike, warranty coverage and the duration of that warranty, dealer reputation and after sales supports, delivery fees or exchange fees, right? Or extra charges, should I say. Included accessories or promotions, break-in recommendations, and service and schedules. Those are the things to really look for if you're buying a bike. Maybe you're not riding your bike at home. People think that because you buy a motorcycle, the dealership is responsible to deliver the motorcycle to you. No. Somebody actually said that on social media. They want to go to Southern Honda Power Sports to buy a Goldwing, and he was saying that I'm assuming they'll deliver the bike for me for free. Absolutely not. There's no company that's going to do that. I'm not saying none, but they're going to find a way to put that into the price, okay? It costs money to deliver a motorcycle, to deliver cars, to deliver sneakers. You're going to pay money, all right? Nothing is for free. Even when Amazon says free shipping, no, you're paying money. You're becoming an Amazon Prime member, and some of that money is within the cost of what you just paid for, all right? So know all of that stuff. The reputation of the dealership, do they have good service? Okay, there's no dealer that's perfect, none. I don't care if it's a Honda dealership, a Harley dealership, the Indian Pursuit, freaking Triumph. I don't care what dealership you go to. None of them is perfect. It all boils down from the management down, okay? If you're buying a used bike, accident history report, the service records, the number of previous owners. Did it have, is the motorcycle you're buying, is it a prostitute? Is it a hoe? Okay? Is the motorcycle, couldn't help it. Have your motorcycle been around with multiple owners? Has the bike been ridden by multiple riders? All right, back to being serious. What's the reason the person wants to sell the bike? Are there any hidden things that you need to check out? Get a mechanic to come with you, right? The original documents, the titles, the registration, the VIN number. Make sure the VIN number is correct to that bike. It could be stolen. The signs of neglect, tampering, or non-original parts. That is hard to find. I mean, depending on the bike. You can't look at something and say that's not an original part, because a lot of parts look just like the OEM, so it's hard to decipher that. Number 5, inspection checklist. The mechanical condition of the bike. The engine starts, runs smoothly. Does it sound good? Did it stutter when it try to start? No unusual noise or excessive smoke. Do you see a lot of white smoke or black smoke? If you see black smoke coming out of your bike, that's something for you to check out. All right? Fluids, oil, the brake, the coolant levels, and the cleanliness of the bike. How's the bike maintained? Look at those brakes. Take a flashlight. See if the brakes need to be changed. That all goes into your pricing. You know what I'm saying? Because once you buy the bike, it's all on you. But if you're about to buy that motorcycle, guess what? You got to say so. It's like me going to buy a house and I say, yo, there's a big hole in the wall. Can you fix that before I buy the house? Or what is that water spot there? I don't want to spend 500 grand and there's a water stain. I want to make sure that problem has been fixed, and it is fixed. You know what I'm saying? The tires, the wheels. Look at the tires and the wheels, the tread depth. No dry rots or uneven wear. A lot of time a bike could be sitting in a spot for a while, even at a dealership, even for a brand new bike. You might buy a brand new 2022 and 2025. Guess what? Tell the dealership you want to put a new battery in there and you want to get some new wheels, because it's been sitting on the lot forever. So those wheels could be rotted out. Yes, the bike has not been ridden. Yes, it's a brand new bike, but check that. Yo, I want new tires immediately. Check it. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things to look at. Make sure the brakes has no squeaking, right? That squeaking stuff means that your brakes need some attention. The suspension, check if there's any leaks coming from that fork, okay? Bounce it up and down. Does it feel too cushiony? Does it feel like it has some give to it? Does it have a little firmness to it? Check all of that. The chain, the belt. If you have a chain or a belt drive, my Africa Twin is a chain drive. It's chain. My Road Glide that I had, that Road Glide, which I might end up getting my Road Glide back, by the way. But the Road Glide that I had, that is belt drive, okay? The Goldwing is a shaft drive. Check all of that stuff. Just kind of look to see what you see. You know, does the belt look worn out? Does the chain look like it's too slack? Maybe it needs to be adjusted. The Road Glide real quick, while I say I might get my road glide back, it's been sitting in the dealership. People's not gonna go to a Honda dealership to buy a Harley Davidson, right? They're gonna go to a Honda dealership to buy a Honda. So I might just get Beast back and put Beast back in my garage. Am I gonna be riding Beast a lot if I decide to do that? No, I'm not. Honestly, I'm sold on my Goldwing, point blank. But I might put Beast back in the garage. We'll see. The electrical, check the lights, the indicators, the horn, the battery function, the frame. Do you see any visible cracks, any paint chips, any bends, any rust? That's a sign that the bike could have fallen, could have crashed, could have been hit, because the frame is not going to chip. It's well powder coated. It's not going to crack the way people think. So cosmetics, that's easy. Look for scratches, dents, repainted parts, signs of crash or damage. People will be so fast to cover up their problems on their motorcycles or their cars to try to sell you a piece of crap, okay? Test ride it if possible. I went to go look at, I forgot the name of this bike. It was an adventure bike last year, and the guy was saying he could test ride it, but he wanted $3,500 for the bike, but he basically wanted me to buy the bike before test rode it. He's like, yo, give me $3,500, test ride the bike. If you don't like the bike, I'll give you the money back. If you like the bike, but you crashed the bike, at least you bought the bike. So people have different ways of doing that. I like that way too. He ain't playing no games. He don't know who the heck I am. Go give me the money first and you can ride your bike, okay? So test ride it. Feel the handling, feel what the brakes feel like, the gear shifts, the clutch operation, the comfort, the ergonomics. How does the seat feel? What's the handlebar placement like, right? How does it sound? How does it handle? How do people look at you on the road when you test ride? There's a lot that goes into it. The legal paperwork, verify ownership and no liens, especially for used bikes. If you got liens on the used bikes, you're gonna have to get that bike paid up. It's a whole lot of headaches, okay? There's nothing wrong with that though, but if you guys come to a conclusion and you pay off the bike and you make sure you get the title in hand, or you get a written statement from the bank, or whatever way you're gonna do it legally, that's a way to get things rocking. All right, the VIN on the frame matches the paperwork. I said that earlier, but check that. License and insurance requirements in your state, your county, what is required. Number 8, negotiation. Be prepared to negotiate price based on findings. Watch out for high pressure sale tactics. People will tell you, hey man, if you don't buy this bike today, then chances are the price is gonna go back up to $5,000 tomorrow. Or we can get you this bike with $0 down. We just need to run your credit and we're gonna get you approved. And they get you approved and then now your payment is $800 a month. So be careful of that. Be able to negotiate. If you negotiate with a dealership and they tell you that the price is firm, walk the hell out, okay? Walk out. Because that dealership is trying to tell you that we don't need your deal. We don't need your sales. Find a dealership that's willing to negotiate the pricing with you, point blank, okay? Look for extras, available accessories, luggage, crash bars, windscreen, etc., windscreens, etc., gear discounts or bundles. Look for the extra stuff. Ask what can you do for me when I buy this motorcycle? And do a price comparison too, because they'll try to squeeze the price into your deal. So they might tell you the price is 25 grand for the bike, and then you want maybe another $1,500. They'll probably charge you a gap insurance, for example. They might tell you that these are the extra fees for taxes or, assembly tax. They'll put that in there. There are dealerships who are very sneaky and very criminal-like. So be careful of that too. Trust your instincts. Walk away if anything feels off or if the seller seems dishonest. Walk the hell away. Just walk away. Don't even tell them thank you. The second you find that you got a sleazy salesperson who's all about just the sale and they can care less about what you really want or care about giving you real information, walk away. You see, I could never be a sales guy working with a sleazy company, because I'll tell you, hey, this company is crappy. Go down the block and go get the bike from them, because this company sucks. I'm only here to make money. I could never work for a sleazy company. All right, so to wrap it up, all right, those are some of the things to look at for buying a motorcycle. Like I said, I have my list written down. I don't want to miss much of anything. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything too. Boom, 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 boom. Got everything checked. Everything is done. All right, that's on my list. I want you guys to tell me in your list, what are some of the things that you look at when it comes to buying used bikes or buying yourself new bikes? There's a big trend right now of people buying bikes, but there's also a big trend of people not buying bikes. Motorcycle companies are struggling like crazy. There's some motorcycle companies who was actually on the fence of shutting down. They're losing a lot of dealerships. because corporate is kind of not doing the right things, okay? If you're paying attention, you will know the companies I'm talking about. But there are companies who are doing phenomenal, and their stock is going up and up and up. Once again, if you're paying attention, then you would know the companies that I'm talking about. I don't need to throw companies under the bus because people tend to be very sensitive with the companies that they choose to ride with. Me personally, I don't care. Give me the company that treats me right. Give me a company that makes great quality products that I never have to worry about the bike breaking down on me, shutting down on me in the highway all the time, and changing oils all the time, and I gotta upgrade this and upgrade that because they put cheap parts in it and the motor is always burning out or whatever. I don't need a company like that. Give me a company that's dependable, that has a long list of dependability. And I'm gonna name the company that I chose, which is Honda. Honda, whether it's a Honda car, a Honda motorcycle, a Honda engine lawnmower, a Honda generator, Honda has proven over the years to make the best engines. Are there problems? Hell yeah, like everybody else, there's always gonna be problems. But when you're shopping around, the most important thing you can do is test ride motorcycles. Not just one, test ride motorcycles. I've never ridden an Indian motorcycle in my life. I've never ridden a BMW. I have no interest in Indians and I have no interest in BMWs. So there's no need for me to go and test ride those. However, I've ridden Suzuki's, Yamahas, I've ridden Harleys and Hondas. Is there any other companies? No. I think those are the only companies. Yamaha, Suzuki, Harley, Honda. That's it. Never ridden anybody else's bikes, okay? So I'm comfortable there, but find what works for you. Don't be in a hurry to go and buy a motorcycle because everybody else got it, okay? You're gonna make a mistake doing that. Okay, I told you this was a pretty long video, but anyway, I hope this video helped you out. If you got a buddy that's looking to buy a bike, share this video with that individual, okay? Because I've ridden many bikes, I've test ridden many bikes, and I've owned many bikes, and I still own many bikes, and I ride long distance, okay? So check out the video, like it, comment, share. I'm out of here. This is Sensei telling you, let's keep on getting these miles, let's get the money, let's get the muscle. Peace.